All right, so tonight was class number 2, lesson number 2, the Americana Armlock, and I've actually taken this class before, right here at Gracie Laguna Hills. I tried a class a couple years ago when they first opened, and the class that I took was the Americana Armlock, so it was great to revisit it now years later and find a couple more little details, things that I maybe missed the first time through. And I gotta say, I'm pretty darn familiar with the Americana. The reason why is because I'm an ultra heavyweight. I'm a big guy, and I call the Americana Armlock the Chubby Special. Why is it called the Chubby Special? Because if gravity is on your side, and as we know, gravity is undefeated, the Americana can kind of work for you, even if you don't really know what you're doing. Even if you have low skill when it comes to the Americana Armlock. I've hit the Americana more than any other submission in my life, which is why I retired the darn thing, because I felt like I was using it as a crutch. I felt like I was using the Americana, and it was almost too easy, because if I was on side control, or if I was in mount, and I could put some gravity on somebody, I could get that arm to pop out, and I could hit the Americana. And so it kind of felt like cheating. It kind of felt like it was unfair. So I haven't really used it or studied it in a while, but tonight we got to bring it back. I'm training here at Gracie Laguna Hills. Chris Ledford, our instructor, showed us a couple of cool little details, things I missed the first time around. And then of course, he showed me a couple little extra tips and tricks about how to get the Americana if somebody were to really be fighting or struggling. So there are a couple little advanced, if you will, things that maybe I didn't know before that I thought were really awesome. And I won't get into that here because that is not Gracie Combatives. That's a little further down the road. I was glad that he took the time to show me a couple of things, but I guess that's just hope for the future. To know that there's more out there, there's more down the road that I haven't discovered before. Because before, an Americana is an Americana is an Americana, but now I've learned a few different variations. I've learned a couple of tips and tricks to get it when people are fighting or resisting in a certain way, and I really like that. So now I've got 2 classes of the Americana, just like I have 2 classes of the Kimura, 2 very popular, common submissions that I've actually hit before enrolling, which is nice. But no matter how confident I think I was or I felt before the class, every time I take a class, I've learned something else. I found another detail. I found something else that made it easier, simpler, more effective, or more likely to be hit. Okay, now of course we're doing Gracie Combatives. The way that we learn the armbar in Gracie Combatives is against an untrained opponent who doesn't really know what's coming, and that's great. But if you are a little further down the road, and you are going a little down the road, the Americana is something that most people know how to fight back or how to resist or how to escape. And so the little extra tips at the end of class as they're starting the master cycle was a nice touch for old Chris. So 2 classes of the Americana, 2 classes of the Kimura. I'm going through this whole thing. I believe this is day 7 of Chris Does Gracie Freaking Combatives. I took a trip down to Gracie University in Torrance today. I probably already posted that video. If I didn't, be on the lookout for it. I will post it soon. And I think that's it. Americana Armlock Part 2 in the books, moving forward and forward in my journey from white belt to black belt, and of course, my journey to getting that combatives belt, and hopefully a blue belt and beyond. It's just one step on a very long journey, but I'm excited, and I'm glad you're here to kind of join me on this trip. So if you have any questions, any comments, any feedback, let it know in the comments. If you want to follow me on Instagram, Tickety Talk, whatever the heck you like, it's at Chris Learns Jiu-Jitsu, and I will see you next time. Stay focused, stay positive, and stay vigilant.